Hello, my dear students. I am Aditya Chakraborty, lecturer in electrical engineering of Sri Ramakrishna Institute of Science and Technology. Today, I am going to discuss about the different types of losses and efficiency of a transformer. So, before going to the deep study, we have to know what are the losses of a transformer or how the losses occurred in a transformer. So, in any electrical machine, loss can be classified as the difference between the input power and output power, or we can say the input power minus output power. And an electrical transformer is a static device, so there is no such mechanical losses like windage loss or frictional loss. So, only there is the electrical losses are present, that is the iron loss and copper loss. So, the transformer losses are similar to the losses of DC machines or all rotating electrical machines, except that the transformer do not have any mechanical loss or windage loss or frictional loss because it is static in nature. So, transformer losses can be classified into two categories. One is core loss or iron loss, another is copper loss. And this core loss can be classified into two categories. One is eddy current loss, another is hysteresis loss. So now the first one is the core loss or iron loss. So core loss, also known as the iron loss, or you can say it is a constant loss because is ultimately caused by the alternating magnetic flux in the core. And we know that the alternating magnetic flux in the core is produced by the rated supply voltage. And if the rated supply voltage is constant, then the core loss is also constant. Furthermore, iron loss is split into two categories. One is hysteresis loss, another is eddy current loss. It is a loss that happens in the core of a transformer when it is subjected to a change in alternating change in magnetic flux subjected to the material, which is responsible for the drop in the energy conversion rate, degrading the performance and efficiency. So if the iron loss is increased, then the efficiency of transformer is reduced. So due to the unstable magnetic field, failure happens which ultimately destroy the core without a stable magnetic field, depending on the primary cause. They are being classified into two different categories or two different losses. One is eddy current loss, another is the hysteresis loss. Now, the first one is the eddy current loss. So, in a transformer, the AC current is supplied to the primary winding, which sets up the alternating magnetic flux. And when this flux links with the secondary winding, it produces induced EMF in it. That is the E2 or the mutual induced EMF. But some part of the flux also gets linked with the other conducting parts like the steel core, the iron body, or the transformer. Actually, these parts are ferromagnetic part or ferromagnetic material, and it is also conducting material. So when this flux is linked with this conducting medium, then there is a voltage is induced. But this conducting and magnetic part is not connected with the load impedance, or there is no such electrical connection between the conducting part or between the magnetic part with the load impedance or with the external load circuit. But this flux which is produced in the core is linked with the other conductive part like steel core, iron body, or the transformer, and which will result in induced EMF in those part. and causing a small circulating current in them, and that is known as the eddy current. So due to this eddy current, some power loss or some energy will be dissipated in the form of heat. So that is the eddy current loss. So we can say that the eddy current loss is the I square R loss of the core. So the eddy current loss is depends upon the resistance of the core, and eddy current loss can be written as, that is PE. PE, that means P for the power loss and E for the eddy current, equals to K, the eddy current loss constant, into frequency square into Bn max, that is the flux density, into turn square. So that is the eddy current loss formula. Now the hysteresis loss. Hysteresis loss is due to the reversal of magnetization in the transformer core. This loss depends upon the volume and the grade of the iron. Okay, so if the iron or if the core has high permeability, then the hysteresis loss reduced. The frequency of the magnetic reversal and values of flux density, it can be given by the Steinmann's formula. So WH, that is the hysteresis loss, equals to Steinmann's hysteresis constant into B max, that is the flux density, to the power 1.6 into frequency, that is F, into V, the supply voltage. So where eta equals to the Steinmann's hysteresis constant and V equals to the volume of the core in meter cube. Okay, so V is the volume of the core in meter cube. So that is the formula of hysteresis loss. Now the copper loss or I square R loss of the transformer. Copper loss is due to the ohmic resistance of the transformer winding, both the primary winding and secondary winding. Okay, so copper loss for the primary winding is, that is I1 square R1. I1 is the primary current, okay, and R1 is the primary winding resistance. And for secondary winding, that is I2 square R2. I2 is the secondary current and R2 is the secondary windings resistance. So where I1 and I2 are the current of primary and secondary winding respectively, and R1 and R2 are the resistance of primary and secondary winding respectively, it is clear that Cu loss is proportional to the square of the current, that is the I square R, and current depends on the load. So hence copper loss in transformers varies with the load. If the load impedance is increased, then the copper loss is also increased. So it is not the constant loss, and in comparison it is very much higher than the iron loss. So that is the copper loss. Now the efficiency of a transformer. Just like any other electrical machine, efficiency of transformer can be defined as the output power divided by the input power. So that is the efficiency equals to output by input. Transformers are the most highly efficient electrical device. Most of the transformers have full load efficiency between 95% to 98.5%. So there is very small amount of loss is present in a transformer. As a transformer being highly efficient, output and input are having nearly same value. Hence, it is impractical to measure the efficiency of transformer by using output by input. A better method to find the efficiency of transformer is efficiency equals to input minus losses by input. Actually, we know that output equals to input minus losses. So efficiency equals to input minus losses by input. That is equals to 1 minus losses minus 1 minus losses by input. Okay, so that is the efficiency of a transformer. So here you can see the expression for the efficiency of a transformer. That is the eta, that is the efficiency equals to output by input power equals to output power by output power plus losses. Okay, so or you can write that output power equals to, that is input minus losses by input, as we have already discussed. So efficiency equals to output power by output power plus losses means iron losses plus copper losses. So that is efficiency equals to output power means the V2 I2 cos phi 2. V2 is the secondary voltage, I2 is the secondary current, and cos phi 2 is the secondary winding power factor. So that is the Vi cos phi, that means the V2 I2 cos phi, that is the output power. So output power plus Pi, that is the iron losses, and PCU is the full load copper loss. So it is the expression of the efficiency of a transformer. Now the condition for maximum efficiency of a transformer. When the maximum efficiency can be get from a transformer, the efficiency of transformer along with the load and power factor is expressed by the given relation. We know that efficiency equals to V2 I2 cos phi 2 by V2 I2 cos phi 2 plus Pi plus I2 square RES, I2 square RES, that means the full load copper loss, or that PC. So it is equals to V2 cos phi 2 by V2 cos phi 2 plus Pi by I2 into RES. If we divided this equation or this value by I2, okay, then we can get that the value of the internal voltage V2 is approximately constant. Thus, for a given power factor, the transformer efficiency depends upon the load current I2 in the equation 1. The numerator is constant and the transformer efficiency will be maximum if the denominator with respect to the variable I2 is equalized to 0. So when the efficiency is maximum, or when the efficiency is increased, if we reduce the denominator part, or if we the value of the denominator part is 0, then the efficiency is also increased. Okay, so if we derivate the I2, that is d by di2 equals to V2 cos phi 2 plus Pi by I2 plus I2 into RES equals to 0, or 0 minus Pi by I2 square plus RES equals to 0. So that equals to I2 square RES equals to Pi. That means when the copper loss is equals to the iron loss, or the full load copper loss and iron loss is equal, then we can get the maximum efficiency of a transformer. Actually, we know that the iron loss is a constant loss, so it cannot be changed. If we reduce the copper loss, and if we reduce the copper loss at a value of which is same as the iron loss, then the maximum efficiency of transformer can be achieved. So thus the transformer will give the maximum efficiency when their copper loss is equal to the iron loss. So that is the condition for maximum efficiency of a transformer. Now the all-day efficiency of a transformer. As we have seen above, ordinary or commercial efficiency of transformer can be given as the output by input, or output in watt by input in watt. But in some type of transformer, their performance cannot be judged by this efficiency. For example, distribution transformer have their primaries energized all the time, but their secondary supply little load or no load most of the times during day. as residential use of electricity observed mostly during the evening till midnight. Actually, what will happen when the distribution transformer is in operating mode, then the primary winding is always energized, but the secondary load is fluctuated. At the daytime, the load is reduced, and after the afternoon to the midnight, when the domestic loads are increased, then the secondary load impedance also increased. So by the help of the all-day efficiency, we can actually calculate the efficiency of our distribution transformer. So when secondaries of the transformer are not supplying any load or supplying only little load, then only the core loss of transformer are considerable. That means the constant loss, that is the iron loss, is considerable, and copper loss are absent or very little. And copper loss are considerable when transformer are loaded. Thus, for such transformers, copper loss are relatively less important. The performance of such transformer is compared on the basis of energy consumed in one day. So, the all-day efficiency equals to output in kilowatt hour by input in kilowatt hour for 24 hours. So, that is the all-day efficiency. And all-day efficiency of transformer is always less than the ordinary efficiency of it. Okay. So, that is all about the losses and efficiency of a transformer. That's all for today. Thank you.